Good evening, class. Hope all is well with you. I will be discussing empathy and trust and how they kind of go hand in hand as far as taking care of your client. Empathy is when you care or you show concern about that individual and you try and relate to them and the circumstance that they're in. You try to put yourself in their particular situation to realize that whatever it is they're going through, you want to try and interact with them and understand, in a sense, relate to that situation as far as what they're going through. And I will honestly give an example of that. I had a client by the name of Miss Raven, who I pretty much was taking care of on a day-to-day basis. And when I got her, I pretty much noticed that she was a quadriplegic and that, she needed care as far as someone to take care of her, as far as assist with feeding, bathing, or getting her up in her electric wheelchair. So, with me seeing her as a quadriplegic, I tried to relate myself as far as put myself in her position, to try and understand that, she needed care, as far as her activity of daily livings, that she was totally dependent on somebody to just provide care for her. So I had to empathize and realize that, even though that's not me, but if that was me, I would try and, show compassion and concern and interact with that patient or that client to do whatever it is they need for me to do. So that's what empathy is, just to show that concern, that care, that compassion, to interact and try and help that patient or their client with whatever they have going on with their situation or their condition. Now, the trust is a whole lot different. Trust is that you have to establish that. You have to establish a relationship. You have to establish a bond with them that actually takes time. That's something that is not given to you, it's actually earned. So, for an example, I use my client again. Um, in order for her to trust me, I had to establish a relationship. And the relationship pretty much was that I had to come every day, and work pretty much Monday through Friday. I worked 8 hours every day. And I took care of her as far as providing her needs, or just basically listening to her or interacting with her, and anything she wanted to voice as far as talk to me personally about. I tried to, establish that with relating with her and talking to any personal situations that she felt that she couldn't talk to anybody else with. But that relationship between me and her had to be built on a bond. It just didn't come overnight. And knowing that, she could depend on me to come and take care of her and provide her activity of daily needs made her feel a little bit more comfortable to say, well, I can trust this nurse because she's the one that shows concern, she shows compassion, she interacts with me, and that way, you've established that relationship. So if you don't, as a social worker, show that empathy or you show that trust, then the client, they'll know if you're not showing any concern, and they pretty much will know that if you're not interacting with them or you're not engaging with what's going on with them, you're not trying to put yourself in their shoes. So if you're not showing any empathy, there is no way that they can possibly trust you. And so you've not established that relationship. You've not established that bond. So you have to empathize with the client, and you also have to build that trust. And that's how that works with you taking care of your clients. Thank you for listening.